ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So we'll start with the prayer mantra. तच्छंयोरारुणीमहे घातुं यज्ञाय घातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्सुना स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अश्वधिपते शं चतुष्पते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् सभूभिं विश्वतो भृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेतकं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं उतात्पृथक्वस्येशानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागुश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वा भूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपाद ऊर्ध्व उधै पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्मात् विराट जायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिष्यत पश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमथन्वथ वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यं ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरत्तविः सप्तास्यासन् परिदयः त्रिसप्तसमितः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तं यज्ञं पर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये। So we were up to here. So तं यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्ता साध्या ऋषयश्च ये। This number 7. Yes. So the simple meaning of that is agrataha jatam or jatam agrataha. So agrataha jatam means the firstborn, and from that the one who was born first. So agre jataha. Agre means before, and jataha or jatam means born. So Purusham Jatamagrataha. So this Purusha was the first to come out, or the first to be born. And for that, Tam Purushaha. So Tam Purushaha Barhishi Prokshan. So because anything which is to be sacrificed or anything which is to be offered has to be sprinkled, Prokshan. So this Purukshan Purushaha Jatamagrataha. So the Purusha which came was again offered back into as a sacrifice. Because in those days they didn't have anything as for offering. So the Purusha itself was mentally offered into sacrifice. But before sacrificing, there was a mental activity for the purification. So it's called prokshan. So proksham, prokshan, or the Ritviks or the Rishayaha, they perform the process of sprinkling for this yajnaha. So tai yajnam, so means that yajnaha for which the ritual was being done has to be first be purified, consecrated first. So it was prokshan. And tena deva ayajantaha. So those devas who were first foremost to come, they were the one who were eligible to perform the rituals. So there was a sequence of devas who came first.
Question Proshan already. Appa Jalam and that Jalamilla the Proshan of Peru.
Everything is Manasigam, Krishna.
Okay.
All Manasigam only. Here there's nothing, no karma is there. Here all this is talked about is because there is no available ingredients. There's no samagri available. So if you don't have the ingredients, what do? So you do manasam, correct? So you don't go and look for water everywhere. Supposing somebody asks you, how can you do mentally? Can you purify yourself? How do you do? No, I can't do this. Unless I give me water only, I can purify. Where can you look for water? Supposing you go in the middle of a forest there or some jungle there, and you want to do this manasigam. So how do you do? By mentally. So you think about it. Purusham jatamagrataha. Correct. So in that way they were doing this. So tena deva sadhya rishaishchai. Then I just look at the Bhashyam, see what he says here. So look at the Bhashyam, it says Yajnam Yajna Sadhanam Bhutam Tam Purusham Pashutva Bhavanaya Yupe Baddham. So the meaning of that is this yajna was performed by what? Yajna sadhanam bhutam. The materials which were available before. And who is this? Tam Purusham. That Purusha was the only material available. So there was no really any ingredients available as typically you will see. So when you do not have any availability of ingredients, so you have to do all manas. See, Purusha Suktam also can be chanted mentally also. You need not do any karma. See, karma has got three aspects: kayikam, vachikam, and manasam. Right? So, kayika karma is that which you do by action. So, there is a process of offering something by action. There's a use of the karanani. Then, vachikam is chanting. So, chanting can happen and kayikam can also happen. But manasam and chanting cannot happen verbally, you can't do. You cannot say that I'll be chanting verbally and also chanting mentally also. You can only mentally understand what is going through. And when there is no mental activity involved, there is no physical activity involved, and there is no vachikam involved, so there's no really chanting. then only available is what? Manasa. So this is called all Manas Vyapara. So Yagyam, Yagya, Sadhanam, Bhutam, Tam Purusham, Pashutvam, Bhavanaya, Yupe, Baddaha. So Yupam means the altar. Or so for any offering, you need to have an altar. So you'll have to place that particular deity in an altar. So you always have an altar in home. Or if you look at temple also, there's an altar. Correct. So, and Baddaha means what? Bound. The sacrificial, has to be bound. It doesn't run away. So if you look at even the old traditions of offering, the Narabali, etc., or the Bali, they will, before Adi Shankara came into existence, the Brahminical theme was different. They were offering all these things. So goat was offered. Even today in Kalighat, if you go, they offer, you can't see them. If you're not used to blood, if you're not used to the sound of the goat shrieking, etc., you cannot tolerate it. Even today in Kalighat, it is offered. So for doing that, if you cannot let the goat stay there, it will run away. So the Purusha also was tied by the mantra. So they place mentally they place an altar, they create an altar mentally, and they place the Purusha there and they bound it. And how did they bound it? The Ritviks were chanting the mantras, and through the mantra, the Purusha was, because number one, the Purusha himself voluntarily accepted to be bound. See, nobody can tie this Purusha because the Bhagavan is supposed to be the Almighty. So unless the Bhagavan's wish is there, you cannot control it. So Bhagavan's wish was that because you want to do this for the Jana Kalyan, for the Loka Sangraha, and you want to create this universe and all this creation has to come, and there is nobody else who can help you. So they said, I will offer myself to you, and you can do whatever you want, and then you produce out of me what is available, you can make it. So this is the way the Bhagavan offered himself, right? So, Yagyam Yagyasadhanam Bhutam Tam Purusham Pashutvam Bhavanaya Yupe Baddham and Barhishi. So Barhishi means there are 3 layers of grass, Kusha grass, Darbai. So Barhishi means the Darbai is supposed to be the sanctifying things. So even today also they always use Darbai to clean. If you look at a ritual, right, they will say, take a Darbai and clean the hand like this. Because the Kucha Darbai is supposed to be the most powerful. Right? So this is the significance of all these things in our mantras. See, the rituals also, the Pandits who do there, they will say that, you have Darba in your hand. And when you do your ritual also, you have a procedure where you have 3 darbas you put under your seat, asana. Right? So even if you're sitting on your floor, on your whatever chatai or mat, whatever you call, to sanctify that, you have to have that dharbai put under the seat. Right? You have seen that people do that. Why people do that? Because dharbai is supposed to be sanctified. It says to cure it. So when the Vadyar says, Darbe kede potunga appadinga, kaala kede potunga. So somebody will lift their whole leg and try to put under that. It means that you have to just lift a little bit and put under your seat. Then you have to wash your hand after that. Correct? So because the Darba, when you're putting it in, you just contact the physical body or some way, and then you have to wash the hand so that it becomes again pure to offer yajna.
தர்ப்பண மன்றம் பண்ணுவோம். தர்ப்பண மன்றம் 2 தர்பை காலி கடிச்சு போட்டுக்கணும்.
எல்லா ஃபங்க்ஷன்லயும் பண்ணுவாங்க.
அப்ப வாச்சிகம் and manasam எப்படி டிஃபரன்ஸ்? வாச்சிகம் வந்து சாண்டிங் பண்ற, manasam why we can do vachikam also instead of manasam?
You can do either of them, Krishnaji. You can do vachikam. See, there are types of upasana. So kayik upasana means by offering physically or using the hands, etc. So you offer that, like offering flower, archanam, etc. is all kayikam. Right? Or lighting a lamp, or doing deepam, all these are kayikam. Right? And vachikam is pretty much like reading a parayana. Somebody will read Durga Saptasati, Lalita Sahasranam Parayanam. All these are supposed to be parayana. They are all vachikam. Chanting the mantras which you are doing regularly, all these are vachikam. Hope you are doing. Okay. So they are all vachikam. Means you do some mantra chanting every day, some japa, something like this. So then sometimes the vachikam cannot be done because you cannot chant for a very long time. Then manasam is used. So in manasam, the same mantra which is being chanted now is actually mentally chanted. So you can sit quietly in a place and you can recite the entire Rudram, Chamakam mentally. But there are people who come and tell me that, Nala Murila sir, I cannot do this. I cannot sit there and just chant Rudram and Chamakam or anything by heart mentally because they are used to chanting only verbally. And they are used to present always in a situation where they have to do this. But if you are in a situation where you don't have the facility, you are in a suburb or a locality or some place where if you open your mouth chanting, they'll say, please don't chant. Like my son tells me, when I go to the shopping center, automatically something will come. Some chanting will come. Yes, Dad, do you know where you are? He said, you are just chanting. He said, I don't know what people are thinking. They come and tell me, I will tell them. They don't bother. Why are you bothered? He says, no, you are all getting very, you know how to behave in public. See, give lecture. Young boy, 14-year-old boy. Sometimes, when some mantra keep coming in your mind, and I'll just chant. I don't care what people think or what they think about it. If they come and tell me you are too loud, I don't like it, then I will address it. But they got their own problem, I got my own problem. So they're not worried about it. But so what I'm trying to tell you is, in such a situation, what do? I shut my mouth. Because to please somebody, I said, okay, we don't like it. But things will be going on in my mind for a long time. So this is called manasam. So manasam is also a method by which you have to practice. So there has to come time when you have to be with the mantra, like what I'm teaching you now is supposed to be a manasa japa. So when you chant the mantra, you should know Purusham Jatamagrataha, Tena Deva Ayajanta, Sadhya Rushayaschaye. So when you chant, Sadhya Rushayaschaye, Rushis were there, right? And make Sadhyam possible. So like that, you have to develop the capability. So in the olden days, when there was no fire available, because nothing was created, no earth was created, no Agni was created, no Vayu was created, only Purusha was there. And the Purusha said that, what I will do with you? They said, I don't know what you want to do with me, but I am the all omnipotent Purusha from which you can create whatever you want. So they said, okay, I'll offer you first to sanctify you, and then from there we start creating all the prapancha. So that's how we saw Dashahotraha, how Brahmaji thought before that these are all the things he's going to create. And he bound them with the mantra so that when they start creating this thing, don't run away. So they have to be there. Antariksham has to be there, Suryan should be there, Chandran should be there. Otherwise, they will all behave in their own manner. So that is the whole logic of doing the Manas Japaha. Correct? So see, that's why Barhishi Manase Yajna. See that word? See, Barhishi Manase Yajna. So through the Manas Yajna only, Proksham Prokshamo Kshitavantaha. So Proksham Itivantaha means what? In this way, the Proksham was done. So the Prokshanam was done in this way. Manasam. Okay. Then, so Kidrisha iti atra aha. So what does it mean here? So Kidrisha means what? And iti atra aha. So what does it mean here? What is being said here? So it says here, agrataha means before. Agrataha means agre. So before. So there's also a famous mantra in the Chandogya Upanishad, in chapter 6. Sadhaiva saumyam idamagramasit. Sadhaiva saumyam idamagramasit. Ekameva dvitiyam. So Sadeva Saumyaha means pleasing one. Saumya means supposed to be the pleasing one or the dear one. Before all these things, there was only Sad or Sat was the only thing existing. As a Purusha was the only thing existing. And from this Purushaha, Sat Eva Saumya Idam Agra Asi. So all of this, it was existing before as only Sad. And how was it? It was Ekam Eva Advitiya, the single and undivided. So the same way the Purusha itself was only one single, manifested consciousness was just there. So from that everything came into existence. That's what it says Agraha. And how it is Sarvasrishtaihi. So the one who is responsible for Sarvasrishtihi. Purve Purusham Jatam. So before, it was said before that this Purushaha came into existence and Purushatve Utpannam. So this Purushaha came into existence, the first, and Purusha also became the Annam also. Utpannam. So from this only the Purusha came into existence. From that, everything came into existence. So the Purusha is the source for everything. Okay. Then, etascha prag eva uktam. So in this way it was said before, prag means before. It was said already before that this Purusha was the one from which everything came into existence. And tasmat virata jayata. How it was said before? It was this Virat Purushaha which came into existence, and Virajo Adipurushaha. So Tasmat Virata Jayata Virajo Adipurushaha. So this Purusha was the one which was of the nature of Virat, and it was the one who was seated as the Virajaha. So Viraj means after being centered and being seated in the middle, as the one who is the epicenter of everything. Adipurushaha. So Tena Purusha Rupena Pashunam Deva Ayajanta. So Tena means that. Tena Purusha Rupena. So that form of Purusha or the sacrificial object Pashunam Devaha Ayajanta. So the Devas came into existence. So from first foremost from the Purusha, Devas came into existence. And how was it? Manasa Yagam Nishpaditavantaha. Manasa Yagam Nishpaditavantaha. Means it was achieved through the Manasa Yagam only. So there was no physical activity, only all mental activity, Manasa Yagam. Then, Kete Devaha iti atra aha sadhyaha. So Kete Devaha means these Devas who came first is referred to as Sadhyaha or to be accomplished. So Sadhyam, Sadhanam. Sadhana means the means, and Sadhyam means the one to be accomplished. So they were the one to be accomplished, and they were the ones who came first, had the right to be performing this yajna. So Kete Deva iti arthaha aha sadhyaha. Then Srishti Sadhana Yogyaha. Srishti Sadhana Yogyaha means what? They are the people who were eligible for creating the Srishti, or they were the first foremost Devas who were eligible for the performance of the yajna by which the Purusha is going to come. So that's why these Devas are very powerful. Suryaha, Vayu, Agni. They were the people who are the foremost powerful Devatas. And Indra also was there. Indra, Vayu, Agni. So they are all the great devatas. Then Prajapatihi Prabhutascha Anukula Rishayo Mantra Drashtascha De Santite Sarve Api Yajante Iti Artaha. So I'll break it for you. It means what? Prajapati is the one who's supposed to, who came, Prajapati. So Prajapati was the person, correct? And how did he do? Mantra drashtarcha. So mantra, by performing mantra, by the power to visually, mentally using mantra. So mantra drashtaha means what? By the power to have the mantra mentally. So one must have the power to chant mentally. One must have the power to do mental things. Very important. Right? So there will come a time when you have to become mental. Not mental means not the mental thing. It means, mental means you have to go in that attitude, in that manner, where you just by yourself and you can just meditate. So you do not need ingredients, you do not need book, you do not need people, you do not need water, darbai, nothing required. You just sit and just meditate on the image of all mantras. The message will come and sink into you, understand it, and then that you will be one with the mantra. So you are tied by the mantra. So mantra drishtaha means by the power to visualize mentally using mantra. And who are these people? They are Rishihi, Rishayoho. Right? So the Rishayoho were the people who had the capacity to do this, or the seers who helped the Devas perform the Yajna. So the Devas were doing the ritual mentally. The Rishis were also chanting the mantra mentally. So there is a communication between the Devas and the Rishi mentally. There was no book like this. Now I am giving all book, everything, Bhashyam is there, everything is here. In the olden days, there was no Bhashyam, etc. Everything was all mental. So even the communication was from the teacher to was mental only. Later on, the teaching came as verbal. From the Purusha, the Rishis got it through mental only, through transmission of the knowledge. They were just meditating on this Purusha, then the Vedas came into them. Brahmaji got this, and then from the Rishis came into existence. And the Devas were also doing mental yajna. The Rishis were doing the mental part of the Rishis, the mantras, mantropdesha. So mantra drashcha ve santite sarve api yajante iti artaha. So yajante means pray or worship. Is it clear? So this talks about how the Purusha was offered into the altar and how the Devas first came into existence. Then the Rishis were the people who were helping the Devas perform the Yajna mentally, and the Devas also performed the Yajna mentally also. So, Tai Yajnan Barhishi Prakshan Purusham Jatamagataha Tena Deva Ayajanta Sadhya Rushayaschaye. Next one. Tasma'at Yajna Sarvahutaha. Tasma'at Yajna Sarvahutaha. Sambridham Prashadajam. Sambridham Prashadajam. Tasma'at Yajna Sarvahutaha. Sampratam Prashadajam. Pashugustagus Chakre. Pashugustagus Chakre Vayavyane. Pashugustagus Chakre Vayavyane. Aranyan Gramyaschaye. Aranyan Gramyaschaye. Tasma'at Yajna Sarvahutaha. Sambrutam Prashadajam. Pashugustagus Chakre Vayavyane. Aranyan Gramyaschaye. So the little meaning of this is, from that yajna or from that yajna, sarvahutaha, first came ajyam, prishadajyam. Ajyam is clarified butter or ghee. So what came first? So ghee is supposed to be the oldest creation. Correct. So the oldest creation is a ghee. So first was the clarified butter which came into existence, ajyam. Then pashuhu came into existence. Then pashuhu. So tasmat sarvahutaha sampritam prishataha ajyam pashun. So Pashun means the Pashus came into existence. And who was the people? Chakre. The Brahmaji was the person who brought these Pashus into existence. So Chakre. Then Vayavyan. So Vayavyan means Vayavaha means the one which is flying in the sky. So the birds, Vayavyan. Then Aranyan. Aranyaka means forest. So those creatures who were born in the forest or living in the forest, Aranyan. So it gives a sequence of how things came into existence. The first day, the Devas came into existence. Rishis already got the knowledge from the Purushaha directly mental, they transferred the knowledge. So they know the mantras of it. Devas are performing the yajna. Rishis were helping the Devas perform the yajna. So from the yajna, the first thing came was ghee, ajyam. Then they came pashuhu. Then came all the aranyan, then gramyaha. So aranyan means wild. And gramya means what? Domesticated. So gramam, domesticated. Or those people who cannot fit into the forest is called gramya. Right. So sarvahutaha means from that hutam, means that from that yajna. All these things came into existence. What all came? Ajyam came into existence. Then the Purusha came into existence. Aranyakam came into existence. The forest along with the animals. Then the Gramyam or the villages along with the people who want to live in the villages came into existence. So the whole Srishti creation is being explained how this all Bhagavan Padaipu eppadi irukku sollithukaru. How it came into existence. The sequence, particular order is there. So look at the Bhashyam, it says here, Sarvahutaha Sarvatmakaha Purushoho Yasmin Yajne Huyate So Ayam Sarvahutaha. So it means Sarvatmakaha Purushoho means that Purushaha who is Sarvatmakam. The one who is all pervading, the one all omnipotent, omniscient is Sarvatmakam. Sarva Atmakaha means what? The one who is present in every Atma is Sarvaha. Sarvatmakam in total. And this Purushoho Yasmin Yajne. So from the Yajna, this Huyate means to the worship of the Devas. Correct? To the worship of Devas who were offering a Sarva Hutaha. So Hutam means offering. So Hutaha is named for the Agni. So Hutoshana. Right? So Hutaha also named for Agni. So mentally they were invoking the Agni, they were kindling the fire mentally, and they were offering the clarified butter into this. The butter came out, butter also was offered. So the Purusha was offered first, when the Purusha came all these things, the butter came into existence. Right? So Sarvahutaha Sarvatmakaha Purushoho Yasmin Yajne Huyate Soyam Sarvahutaha. Then Tadrishaha Tasmat Purvokta Manasa Sadhya Yajnat Prishad Ajyam Dadi Mishram Ajyam Sambhutam Sampatitam. That's the meaning of this. Tadrusha means similarly, just as similarly. Therefore, Tasmat Purvoktaha means as said before, Manasa Sadhyam. So through the mental ability or mental sacrifice of the yajna, in the yajna, prishad means gathered. So there was a gathering, there was a collection, you can say, prishad. What was collected? They collected the ajyam, prishad ajyam. So ajyam is clarified butter. So you got the idea now how Sanskrit is coming now? The Bhashyam, it talks very clearly. From this yajna which was done mentally, they collected the first product called ajyam. And this ajyam, how did it come? It was Dadi Mishra Ajyam. That means mixture of curd, Dadi Onam. They say, Dadi Onam means Tair Sadha. So Dadi means Tair and Tair Sadha. So Tair, there is no Sadhan here, only Dadi. So Dadi Mishra Ajyam Sambhutam Sampaditam. So this was the mixture of curd along with the ghee was the one which came into existence. So when you say clarified butter, so when you say ghee, then ghee cannot exist without the butter being there. So there has to be curd. Only from the curd you can get butter. And only from the butter you can get ghee. So it's understood that when the ghee was created, there was already a mixture of curd and butter was already existing created. So butter was created, the dadi was created, and also the ghee was created. So all of them converted. So the dadi came first, then it got converted into butter, and then the butter was converted into ghee, ajyam. So the ajyam, when it says here, it means the product was ajyam, but before that these things happened. So it's called Dadi, Mishra, Ajyam, Sambhutam, arose, Sampaditam. Sampaditam means what? To collect or to accomplish. Sampaditam. Or to attain, you can say this. Then, Dadi cha Ajyam Chet evam adi bhogya jhatam sampaditam iti arthaha. It means what? That which is arising dadi cha ajyam means this mixture of ajyam and dadi which is coming there. It was supposed to be for consumption, for bhogya jhatam. So bhogya means what? Consumption. So it is supposed to be created for consumption. So in the olden days also the dahi was there, butter was there, and ghee was there. So in fact, when I was very young, when I was in Delhi, I used to study in Delhi for some time in Pusa Road, in DTE, Delhi Tamil Education Association. So initially I went for some few school, and my uncle is actually a very prolific chanter. See, in those days we used to do Pradosha Puja at my home regularly. There will be about 100 people who will come there. As a small boy, maybe about 9 years old, 8 years old, something like this. I used to go from here to Delhi to spend my holidays. In Punjab Mail, in the olden days we had Punjab Mail. It will go for donkey's days. We keep traveling, for 2 days at least go. So my father used to take me and say, and then I used to get down at Delhi. I used to take me there. Spend about a month and a half on vacation there. So in that, if you look at that, how they perform the rituals is very well elaborate. So why I'm trying to tell you, because this, I came to say something else, I told something else. Anyway, I'll come back to me. So Dadicha Ajyam, when I say, the offering which we are doing at the time also, we had all this ghee, etc. were offered into the fire. So that In fact, yeah, the reason why I told because he should tell me. I never used to eat ghee before because I don't like. He says no, ghee khao akal badhao. He says. Then Delhi they say na ghee khao akal badhao means what the person who eats ghee is supposed to be having intellect strong. It does not making mandaha because the ghee is a product of the first initial purusha. Now we understand why he is talking about like this. He may not have understood what he thought also, but by studying the Shastram, I can understand that Ajyam was the first foremost product come out of the Purusha. So, which is straight. So the ghee is supposed to be very, very, what do you call, selective product. In any homam, we always use ghee, we never use oil. You see that? Why do we use? Because what they will say, nahi, fresh nahi kundam mudimba. You cannot just bring a can of butter and then say, they will say, burki kundam mudimba. Because that even you have to, make it fresh and you have to, make it as a ghee and then only the ghee will be offered. Because that's the significance of the hutaha. So sarva tasmad yajna sarvataha sampradam prashadajyam. So there also the ajyam concept came to existence there. So now when you understand rituals, right, you understand, oh my God. So this is why they were doing before. But mentally they were doing. There was no ghee created. So they mentally assumed the ghee was there. So they offered the ghee also in mentally. So dadicha ajyam chet evam adi bhogya jatam sampaditam iti artaha. Means bhogya jatam means annam or enjoy. So it's supposed to be bhogya jatam or for consumption. Then tata vayavyan vayuhu. Then the birds which came, vayavyan vayuhu, the birds that are meant to fly in the air, vayavyan. Right. Vayuhu devatakan lokaprasiddham narayanaha pashum chakre utpaditavan. So this I will explain to you what it means. Tata vayavyan vayuhu. So just as in the vayu, the Bhagavan is supposed to be the devata, and the vayu was created, and then the vayu, along with the vayu, the birds which are already they are created. And how lokaprasiddham narayana. So the Garuda is supposed to be the vehicle for Narayana. Right? So the first was the Garuda Bhagavan or the Garuda, the eagle was created, which is flying very, very high. Right? In the mantra we have, the Shanti mantra. Swasti nastakshaha arishtane. So takshaha means the eagle. See, swasti nastaksho arishtanemihi swasti no brahaspathir dhadhatu. So swasti nastakshaha. So takshaha means the eagle or the Garuda. So the eagle can fly very, very high and unobstructed. So there is no competition for eagle. So even when any bird or comes across eagle, it has to give way. So the Garuda also was the king of all the birds. Right? And Arishtanemihi, that which has got no obstruction in flight. Right? Same way here also, Vayavyan Vayuhu Devataka. So it's a Devata. Loka Prasiddham Narayanaha. Then Pashum. So Pashus came into existence. What is Pashuhu? Animals for, so Pashu means animals for securing, binding, fastening, domestication. So Pashu means anything which can be bound, which can be domesticated, which can be secured. It's called Pashu. So, or for sacrificial purpose. It's called Pashu. So when I say Pashu means you become a Pashu, it means what? You become a sacrificial person. So Pashupati Nath, when I say, or Pashupati Pasam, when I say. See, the whole Saiva Siddhantam is based on these three things. Pashupati and Pasam. So Pashuhu is the Jiva. And Patihi is the Shiva. And Pasham is the one by which is you are bound between, you are not able to answer. Pasham is the one by which it is you are bound. Because of the Pasha is there, or the emotional attachment is there, you are not able to see the Pati. So when the Pasham is gone, then Pashupati only remains. So Pashupati is only one. But Pashupati, Pasham is described in Trimular, etc., etc. Why? Because it talks about the three things. So the three, there's no thing called Pashu, there's only Pati only. So Pashupati not, let's say. So same way here also, the Pashuhu Chakre Utpaditava means the Prajapati created the birds, the Vayu, and also the Pashus which are required, or the animals which are required. So Pashu in general means 5 kinds of Pashus are described. 5 kinds. What are those? Cattle, number 1. It is not in the Bhashyam, I'm telling you. Cattle. Horses. Humans. So cattle, horses, humans, goat, and sheep. So they were the 5 kinds of Pashus. And the number 5 is supposed to be an important thing in everything. The number 5. Because the animals are 5-fold. I gave you the example now, Pashus are 5-fold. Creation also is 5-fold. Panktihi. So Panktihi means 5. Creation also 5-fold. Because the 5 Pashus or Vedas, Pashus, then Purushaha and celestials. So all of them are important. Then we got Pancha Prana, 5 pranas. 5 Karma Indriyas and 5 Jnana Indriyas. So the number 5 is a significant number in the creation. Because everything is only 5. So, Sarvabhutaha Sarvatmakaha Purushoho Yasmin Yajne Huyate So Ayam Sarvabhutaha Tadrisha Tasma Purvokta Manasa Sadhya Yajya Prishadajyam Dadim Ajyam Sambhutam Sambatitam. Then Dadicha Ajyam Chet Evam Adi Bhogya Jatam Sampaditam iti Artaha. तथा वायव्यान वायु देवता का लोक प्रसिद्धम नारायणः पशुः चक्र उत्पादितवान. Able to follow so far? Krishna ji is fighting a very hard battle. தூக்கம் தள்ளுறது கொட்டாய் விட்டு தள்ளுறது அவ்வளவு தாங்க முடியல. Then Aranyaha Harinadaya Yecha Gramya Gavadasya Tanapi Chakre. So it means what? Aranya Harina means Aranyam means the forest, the wild animals in the forest. So Aranyakam is the forest. And Harina means the deer. It's supposed to be the first deer. Adihi tata after that, etc. So the wild animals, he's not saying what all wild animals, he's saying who are living in the forest. So those people don't come and live in the grama. They will only belong to the forest. Then Gramyaha means the people who are living in the villages. So 2 types of creation talks about. Aranyam and Gramya. Aranyan, Gramya, Shaye. So Aranyan, Gramya. So wild animals are created along with the wild forest. The villages were created with domesticated animals. So who are the Aranya? First is called Dvikuraha. Dvikuraha means the one whose animals have got hoofs. So Dvikuraha. Then second was called the beasts of prey, Shwapadaha. So Shwapadaha means the beasts of prey. Then third, Pakshihi, birds. Fourth, Sarisrupa. Sarisrupa means the reptiles. The one which is going around, all the reptiles were there. Then Hasti, elephants. Markataha, monkey. Then Nadeya, Nadiya means the animals of the waters. So all of these were created. So when you say Aranyan means those which has got hooves were created, those beasts of prey was created. So there are many beasts. You can have deer, etc. All of beasts of prey. Lion, tiger, etc. All of them you can say. Then birds were created, reptiles came into existence, elephants were created, monkeys were created, animals of the waters were created. So all of them creation were created in this manner. Then Gramyaha. So Aranya we saw, then Gramyas chaye. So what are the Gramyaha? First is go. So the first was the cow. So the cow was created first, go. Then Ashwaha, horses. Then Aja, goat. Aja means goat. Then Avi, sheep. Avi. Then Purusha, humans. Then Gardabha means donkey or asses. So donkey also created. Along with the horse, etc. Donkey was also created. Then Ushtraha means camels. So in the domesticated animal or in the Gramya, or the animals who are supposed to be living in the villages are supposed to be these animals. Who? Cow, horse, goat, sheep, humans, ass, and the camels. Because they are all not dangerous animals. They won't bite anybody. They won't harm anybody. Whereas the other animals who are supposed to be in the forest, they are supposed to be of the nature of different type. They cannot survive in this environment. So the Srishti itself was created for adapting to certain situation. So now in today's scenario, what happens? The man is encroaching into the forest. So that which is belonging to the territorial area of the forest, man is encroaching there because of population, because of commercial exploitation. So from the Gramam, now the Gramam is extended into the forest, Aranyakam. So where will the animals go? They don't have any place to go because they have only that much place. The humans have got intelligence to expand, they can create, they can encroach anybody's territory. But animals cannot do. What they do, they retaliate. So they see us prey because when you say in the Aranyakam, birds of prey or beasts of prey. So lion, tiger, etc. beasts of prey. So they prey upon people, they prey upon the objects. So when you also come to the territory of those people, you also become a prey. So the whole idea of this creation was that everybody does their job. Everybody does live within their means and do not touch other people. Then life would have been very much better. But because it is all going against Dharma, against Bhagavan's Srishti itself, they are all paying the price. Right? So that is what it says here. So initially when this was created, it was orderly. All I'm trying to tell you is that it was an order created by the Bhagavan and everything was according to its pre-planned objective. Now the planning is all gone because people are encroached, people are become greedy. Okay? Then Pashunam Antarikshadvara Vayu Devatam Yajur Brahmane. So it means what? From this So it is example saying that this Yajna Pashuhu is compared to the Antariksha Dwara. So it is compared to some comparison saying that this is through the Antariksham Dwara. So through the mid space, this was created. So Devas are performing in the mid space only, all of them. They were not going above. So from that, all these things created is being elaborated here. So that it doesn't give any relevance to this. It just gives more context to it. So our discussion about that completes from up to this chakra. Correct? Is it clear, this one so far? Have you understood followed the Bhashyam so far? If you understood, you can raise your hand. Okay. So Siddharji, which one you didn't understand?
I understood.
Oh, you understood? Okay. So
Yeah.
hand means join. Okay. Somebody is writing some chats. So, sir, should we visualize or release ourselves as sitting in the middle bound by Shastram or add the creation around as Maya? So, Sriram Sundaresh, 5 Pashus. So, 5 Pashus you want to see? The 5 Pashus are cattle, horses, humans, goats, and sheep. So, they are the 5 Pashus, Sriram. Okay. And Srikant, about your question.
Thanks, Shankarji. Thanks.
About a question, should we visualize or realize ourselves as sitting in the middle, bound by Shastra, and add the creation happening around us, Maya? See, that is correct. See, basically what happens is you are just, the Shastra is the truth. Right? And whatever is happening around you is all an illusion, a Maya only. So the Shastra tells you that this creation also is only a manifestation of the Purusha only. See, is only coming from the Purusha itself, and when all these things are not there, it can go back to the same Purusha only. Because nothing was created, it was only manifested. So the same Purusha which was there before as unmanifest became manifest. So there was no creation being there. The creation theory is proposed because it is only manifestation, it's only totra. So there is no physical creation being there. Because the same Purusha is now being manifest as the Jagat. So if there is no Jagat, what is there? There is only Purusha. So the same concept is there. So there is no Devas, no Rishis, no animals, no forests, no Purushas, nothing was there. All of them is only a manifestation of the Purusha, and when everything is resolved, all of this will again go back to the same Purusha and become unmanifest. So the Purusha will be one. That is the same concept. But he explains the theory in such a way that this is how it was created. So he tells this is what you see here. But what we have to see here very clearly is that this one Purusha which was there single became multiple, or it appeared as multiple because of this zone power. The power which was given to Devatas was given by the Purusha. So the Maya also is the power given by the Purusha to the Devatas to manifest. We do this. Because you want to do this, you want to create the structure. Because all these people who are the people of the universe who have been there for many years, they are going to take Janma. And for them, they have to do rituals to get them cleansed. And they do not have anything to do this. So how will you do it? So you will have to create a structure, an order. And in order, you will have to create all the animals, all the structure, the rituals required, the ingredients required for them, for the humans to perform what they want to do and become pure. And in that way, they will wipe out all the papam they have got and become pure. Eventually, they will again come back to me in that form. Okay. So you got, this is how it is. Because we are cycling through different yugas. So the different yugas, this is the last of the yuga when the manifestation came into existence. So, okay. So this is what is talked about in that verse. We will do one more because it's a very small one, and then we could stop after that. Okay. Tasmaat so Tasmaat Yajna Sarvahutaha. Tasmaat Yajna Sarvahutaha. Ruchasamani Jajjire. Ruchasamani Jajjire. Chandagumsi Jajjire. Chandagumsi Jajjire. Tasmaat. Chandagumsi Jajjire. Tasmaat. Yajustasmadajayatha. Yajustasmadajayatha. Tasmaad yajna sarvahutaha. Ruchasamani Jajjire. Chandagumsi Jajjire. Tasmaat. Yajustasmadajayatha. So, Sarvahutaha Tasmat. So, Sarvahutaha Tasmat Purva Uktaha Yagyat Ruchaha. So, Yagyat Ruchaha. It means what? From this Yagyaha. So, Tasmat. Therefore, from this Yagyaha, Sarvahutaha, as Purva Uktaha, as said before, Ruchaha divisions came into, three different divisions came into existence. So I'll talk about it next class, but for that you just see. So Ruchaha, or three Vedic divisions came into existence. And what are those? Samani Jajjire Utpannaha. So Jajjire means came into existence. So Ruchaha, Samana, Jajjire. So Ruchaha is a division, and what is it? Samaha. Samaveda came into existence. So Samaveda came into existence. So Samani Jajjire Utpannaha. Then Tasmat Yagyat Gayatri Adini Jajjire. So from the same Yajna, Gayatri also came into existence. So the Gayatri mantra came into existence. So why Samaveda came into existence? Because the Samavedis are supposed to be called Udghatar or Udgitaha. So they called. Why is they called? Because they are supposed to be the authority, or they were the one who supposed to be came first, or who can adjudicate on any of them. Just trying to see Udgitaha. So it is mentioned in Samaveda. So those people who are Samavedis, they are supposed to be, they know Yajurveda also to some extent, they know Yajurveda, they also know Samaveda. So they will be sitting there and watching how the performance is done. Rig Veda also they know, olden days. So it's supposed to be the first Samaveda. So Samani Jajjire Utpannaha. That's why Samaveda says first. Then Tasmat Yagyat Gayatri Adini Jajjire. So Gayatri etc. also, Adini or Gayatri etc. also came into existence. Then Tasmat Yagyat Yajur Ajayata. So Yajur Veda came into existence. So Tasmat Yajur Tasmat Ajayata. It's a very small bhashyam there. Tasmaat Yajna Sarvahutaha Ruchasamani Jajjire Chandagumsi Jajjire Tasmaat Yajustasmadajayatha. So Ajayata. So from that, Yajur Tasmat Ajayata. So Yajur Veda came into existence, Samaveda came into existence, then Gayatri on Chandas. Chandamsi, you say Chandaha. Chandas means meter. So Gayatri, all the meters which are there, the words, every utterance, everything is there. All of them came into existence. Chandamsi. So we have Gayatri, Ushnigat, Shrupu, Jagat, Jagati, Pankti, correct? Chandamsi, we say, right? So 6 different, and then say Chandamsi. So they comprise of Chandaha, Chandas. Same thing talked about is Chandasam, Vrishabho, Vishwarupaha, Chandobhyo, Dhyamrta, Sambhabhuva, Samendro, Medaya, Sprunotu. So, yes, Chandasam, Vrishabho, Vishwarupaha. So that mantra is called Veda Vismarana mantra. So, Veda Vismarana mantra means what? You do not forget the Vedas, that's why it's chanted. So, yes, Chandasam, Vrishabho, Vishwarupaha is chanted in the Sikshavalli, so that after that, whatever is taught, you do not forget. It's also the prayer mantra of Meda Suktam. I hope you know Meda Suktam, right? I taught you that. At least Krishnaji knows. And Shriramji also knows. So Meda Suktam is supposed to be chanted for the intellect. Medha. And Su Uktaha. So Ukta means, that is said. And Su Uktaha means what? That which is highly praised. So Medha is praised in that mantra. Su Uktaha. Okay. So any questions so far?
Shankarji, one quick question.
Ah.
Is Rig Vedam the one which came out first?
According to this, the Adi when it says here, Adi means etc. So Samaveda is mentioned in this text here. So Rig Veda is the oldest, I know it says, but here Samaveda is said because the Samavedi was supposed to be the adjudicator for Rig Veda and Yajurveda.
Right.
So the Samavedi is supposed to be a knower of Rig Veda. So it means that the Rig Veda is already there and Samavedi was the one who came. So it is not said exclusively Rig Veda is brought here. It says Adi when it says here, it means etc. So Gayatri Adini Jagjire. See, Tasmat Yajnat Gayatri Adini. Gayatri etc. came into existence. So it doesn't say that this was created, that was created. It says all the Vedas with divisions of the Vedas were created. Is it okay, Shriramji?
Yes. Thanks. Thanks, Shankarji.
Okay. So next class we'll go into see Tasmat Dashva Ajayanta Ike Chopada Yataha Gavoha Jagja Tasmat Jata Ajavayaha. So we'll look at number. Next class we'll look at next one. Okay. So we'll complete the class here and we will meet again for those people who are following the Bhashyam Vakya Upanishad. We will see tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tatsat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namaste. Shubhratri. As I told you, I am publishing all the videos now into the Arsha Vidya YouTube channel. So previously I was doing my own, name and an Arsha Vidya, but now we've got our own dedicated channel. So I'm moving all the videos in there. So you can subscribe to that so that you will get all the videos which the Arsha Vidya is publishing. Myself or my teachers, how many will be there, will be publishing in the future. All of them will be able to see different classes. So there are more than a lot of lectures to keep you busy. The whole week will be busy.
Thank you, sir.
Hari Om. Thanks.
Thank you.